Hello, I'm Gail Whiffen-Coyle, Associate Editor of French Journal, and welcome to this author chat. Today I'm talking with Verne Maria Shelton, who goes by LVM. LVM is an author in our October issue on the experiences of Friends of Color, and she actually has two pieces in this issue. One is a short story called Indigo Tomatoes, and the other is a poem called A Window and a Door, a Prayer. And we'll be discussing both of those pieces today. So LVM is a member of Plainfield Meeting in Vermont, and she is a former friend in residence at Pendle Hill Quakers Study Center in Wallingford, Pennsylvania. She also has a ministry among friends that includes workshop offerings that nurture diverse and transformative spiritual community. LVM joins us from the library at Montpelier in Vermont. Thank you for joining me today.
I'm glad to be here.
Wonderful. So first, let's start talking about your short story, Indigo Tomatoes. One of the first things that I noticed about this piece is your vivid and beautiful use of words. In only about 400 words, it's pretty short, you paint a descriptive picture of what at first seems to be a simple exchange at a farmer's market over some indigo tomatoes. And then it turns to describe some quite shocking racist commentary between a customer and a salesman at the market. So I'm wondering, did this actually happen to you? Is this a true story?
It actually happened, yes. And I was quite shocked by it. Numbed by it would be the expression, because I encounter a lot of racism, but it's usually not so overt and directed and specific, and as this was, to actually, say not to me, but to the other person that I should be out in the field picking tomatoes, not there buying them. That, I literally was numb and hardly could react in any way at all.
Yeah, and it seems it really stuck with you. And this this story came out of it. And you describe it so beautifully, and then it seems almost bittersweet at the end. Because it's about something that was very controversial. Yeah.
It is. It's sweet in that normally, in the normal course of my life, I have a lot of a sense that people would rather I'm not where I am, and often I think I'm just being paranoid, or, it's just in my head or something. It's good to hear direct, outspoken thoughts rather than the covert smile that you can see is thin and not sincere. If it happened more that way, maybe I would be able to react in a more useful way and engage the person in some way. I couldn't engage that person at all.
And you do say at the end of your piece, I'm going to read a quote from the story. You write, "Unsafe to be black," and black is with a capital B. "Indigo tomatoes, rudely stolen, can nevertheless be flavorful and nourishing for a time. But opportunities to nourish unearned white upper-class privilege with the violence of acceptance could someday disappear. May it be soon." So this is a very interesting way to put it, to nourish white privilege with the violence of acceptance. So are you essentially saying that when people don't challenge racist comments or instances of white privilege, then that harmful or damaging mentality will continue to grow? Or is the hope that someday, maybe soon, we won't even need to address such racist remarks because they won't happen anymore? What is your hope there at the end?
Well, I do believe that by doing nothing, I help perpetuate the violence. That's why I say it's a violent acceptance, that what I'm doing just keeps that cycle of violence going. Um, to have some ability to engage lovingly with the person who's just destroyed your sort of persona would be nice. I don't have the ability to do that. So the hope is that there will be no need to do that. And also no need to accept racism as a covert action, as it often is. I shouldn't say even, but here in Vermont, racism is exceedingly covert. And so it's hard to, it's coded using words that going into a laundromat and having somebody sort of the clerk there kind of with a chip on his shoulder, challenge your ability to be there or your right to be there, but very indirectly, not with any words that are negative. But I have an ability to deal with that a little better because it's more common, of course. But you hope for the day when people just don't feel that way, and I think I do have hope that things are improving. They're slow. They're different in different places. I've lived in 3 different places in the past 5 years, and the color of racism is very different in each of them.
Hello, and welcome back to the Author Chat with LVM Shelton. And now we're going to talk about her poem in the October issue. And the poem is called A Window and a Door, a Prayer. And there it is in the issue. Your poem, this is also a beautiful use of words. And I'm just going to read one of the verses. Yet a window makes but part of the connection required for wholeness. For spirit moves out through the door of my soul, with the grounding of love and a feathery flight, and brings joy when it alights upon its kindred, for is it not its kin? So it seems there's imagery here, and I'm wondering what the window represents for you, and what does the door represent for you? If you could share that with us as the poet.
Oh, gee. I'm not sure I can say any more than I said in the poem. You think of looking out a window, you think of being seen looking out a window, but a door is a way of walking in and out so that you're actually joining whatever you're encountering. You're not just seeing it. So you need both. You need the visibility, the openness, the clarity, and you need the connection. So I guess the window's clarity, the door's connection. That just came to me now, but that's what I may have meant.
Well, cool. That makes sense to me, and it seems it illuminates a bit more about the whole poem as a whole. So lastly, I'm wondering if you could just share a little bit more about your ministry among friends.
I work on what's called spiritual fitness, and it's not that I'm any more fit than anybody else, but I just share my practice. I share ways of what I call the embodying spirituality, of connections between spirit or psyche, so spirit and intellect and body. I do a workshop at FGC Gathering that I've done for a couple of years. It's kind of in flux. I'm, modifying it, trying to include more strategies for people to both feel more whole themselves and more able to connect with people in their community. It's four kinds of spirituality. They are the mystery of our sense of being with the presence. It's action in the world and witness in the world to support change as needed. It's our learning and striving to know that which is holy in everyone. It's our community base and our community connection that allows us to be a fully spiritual being. So and I, that's embodied in one workshop. I'm hoping to shorten it to something that I can do with meetings, on a weekend also. That's in process.
Okay. So people could look out for a workshop by you at the next FGC gathering, perhaps, or how can people find out more?
Yeah. I'm hoping I apply. I guess it's not automatic that it be accepted, but I have no reason why it wouldn't be, but it might not be. But they out there, and as I said, I do hope to I have to shorten that because that would be a lot less time for a weekend, and to actually offer to meetings,
Okay.
perhaps through traveling ministries.
Okay, great. And if friends are interested in getting in touch with you about possibly setting up a workshop at their meeting, they're welcome to reach out to Friends Journal and we could put you in
Oh,
touch.
sure, yeah.
Okay. Well, thanks so much for talking with me today, LVM. And
Thank you.
okay, bye bye.
Bye bye.